Hey, Pen Pals, how's it going? Ian Ray, evening. How are you? Hope you're keeping well. Sorry, it's a bit of a rushed one. I've been recording some stuff for YouTube. Levi G94, evening. Hope you're well. It's me. That's me. Casual nerding afternoon restraints. Well, it's early evening where I am, but welcome on in. Hope you're well. Yeah, me. Yes, but rushed off my feet. I was recording footage and voiceovers for a YouTube video up until about 6 minutes ago. So we're a bit sorry, still afternoon over this side of the puddle. Evening. That's no problem at all. Zove. Hello, hello, hello. But it's busy straight off the bat tonight. See. Hope you are all keeping well. How's your week been? Are you doing anything lovely tonight? Anything lovely planned for your weekends? I think I've got a pretty chilled one of painting toy soldiers and some role playing. Same as ever. So last stream we got the first 5 of the Chaos Kill Team Legionaries finished, and the plan is to try and finish the remaining 5. So we've also got this lovely new wet palette from Red Grass Games. I can't say that. Red Grass Games. It's a big boy. It's about 20 centimeters deep and 30 centimeters wide. So plenty of room for activities. Ooh, pretty. The Unreal wants some synthwave on the go. Good work. There we go. That gets a splat of approval. Nice. Oh, look at that, Charlie. Hello. Hello. One of my cats is here. See if you'll come on. Coming up. And no. Come on. Sinister. What? Well, come on then. Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter? Because Mrs. Bumbo. It is my cat, Charlie. Big fat ginger boy. And we love him very much. Kiss it. Say hello. Say hello. Don't look at me. Say hello. Where we go? Oh. Go in here. There we go. Kid of floof. Yes, this is 50% of my cat incumbent cat population. This is Charles, the ginger and white domestic short hair. Gets called Charlie, and just gonna ruin everything. And Pigeon, because he sits like a pigeon, which is just a big fat lob. Right, go on then. Oh, cuddle. There. We've also got another cat called Boo, who is white with black spot. Right. I think Moo was on the stream last time, actually. I'm sure she made an appearance. I've got ginger and white hair everywhere. Right, let's get these fellas on handles. Get them finished. So, much like last time, there isn't that much left of them to do. We've got like the brassy metal bits to do, any like fabric, some like edge grey highlights, and some like re-establishing of the reds. Camera's gone a little bit screwy. What out? There we go. I've never used the GW handles. Are they any good? Yeah, I like them. They're expensive for what they are, and I'll be really honest. Like, can't remember how much these were now. I've had them for so long. You know, they are it's a piece of plastic, but these can hold up to 40mm bases in them. And then I've got one of these ones as well. Oh, which holds like all the way up to like bike size bases. So that's pretty cool. Eating Nando's and planning out tomorrow's office setup. Ooh, it was the wife's office, but she's moved to the bedroom, so I got to redo the office as my nerd cave. Well, if you need any advice about desk or room layouts, drop us a message, because I'm on to what is probably my like 10th iteration of my like nerd cave. I recently moved from, so we've got like a 4-bedroomed maisonette, which is like an upstairs flat. So we've got 2 bedrooms on our like what is our ground floor. So when we moved in, one of those rooms was always going to be my man cave, nerd cave, hobby room thing, where like my gaming PC and all my paint stuff could go in, just so it was out of the way. And then we started working from home, so it got turned into like a bit of a hybrid thing. And then the missus started working from home, and was in the room that I'm in, which is far too big for her needs, because she only needed a place to work for 40 hours a week. So swapped rooms over so that I had a bit more space for hobby stuff. And she's in there, so. I'm finally reasonably happy with my nerd cave. Need to put some shelves up still. That's good, it's good progress. Like, I always think those things, they're just, like, they're always a work in progress. They'll never stop. Yeah, so you set up on Discord, of course, yeah. So just to the, well, you'll have seen both pictures because they're on there. So you've seen my entire setup. And then, as you can see behind us, I've got some shelves here that I've got some lights and stuff in. Just move it across this way a little bit. There we go, that's better. And then I've got some like units with like a record player on, and my like photography box and a record player and all that kind of good fun. Phase 1 setup. Phase 2, all the LEDs. Yes, you've got to have LEDs. It wouldn't be a man cave if it wasn't absolutely dripping to the gills with RGB. Right, so let's bust the lid off this for the first time. Whoa. This is the Red Grass Games XL Light Studio palette, which is like the Big Brother upgrade from the one that we used to use, which is over here. This has seen some better days now, so you can see it's about sort of twice the size of the little one. I'm going to try and be really good and not let the lid get as hacky on this one because it's white. And that's going to show up like every mark under the sun. So let's just get a bit more border here. I'm in the process of making a YouTube video, which has got like a bit of an unboxing of this, which will then move on nicely to like a how to use a wet palette if you've never used one before. Yes, needs LEDs. All the lighting in my nerd cave / home office is full RGB. Nice. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of RGB on the go on like my computer setup. So I'm a big like Corsair fanboy when it comes to like PC case lighting. So it's all Corsair fans, Corsair RAM, Corsair AIO. My mouse and keyboard are Corsair. My mouse mat lights up with RGB. That's Corsair. And I've got like the monitor lighting kit as well that goes behind my main monitor. So I've got like a nice diffused glow behind it. It's lush. Stupid amounts of money being spent on fucking lights. I could probably buy like an entire new PC for what I've spent on lights, but that's what we like. Right. RGB makes it go faster. Yes, especially if it's red RGB. Everyone knows that red ones go faster. Get some light grey on here. Right. Just trying to think how I want to tackle these. I think I'm going to probably start with the metals because that's going to need a wash. Yes, I think that's a good place to start. red makes it go faster, blue makes it run cooler, green makes it use less energy, and purple makes it invisible. I've got like nice sort of like neon blue cyan kind of colours on mine. Last time I did my lighting was when Wrath of the Lich King Classic came out for World of Warcraft. So I had like Lich King desktop wallpapers. I used Wallpaper Engine, like a really nice set of like wallpapers. So it was all kind of like branded, I guess, like that. But I'm super into like PC setups as well. So if anyone's got cool like desks and office PC setups, buy them on the Discord, because we'd love to see it. Right. Which paints are you using? So I use a mix of primarily scale 75, scale color 75. These are like quite similar to Vallejo, which I also use. The difference is that they've got a gel-based medium as opposed to like a water-based medium, and the like normal range dries super matte, got like a really matte like finish to it. It's like really flat, which I personally really like. Obviously not for everyone. So I use that. Then Vallejo model and game color, just depending on what color needs to be used. And I've got like little bits of other ranges as well. Like I've got some like the AK Interactive, like washes and powders. Got the Dirty Down, like Rust and Verdigris and Moss effects. I've still got some like Games Workshop stuff in a drawer that I've not touched in a long time. Those are my go-to, is scale 75 and Vallejo, however it is you pronounce it. The metals, especially from scale 75, are lovely. Every single one of them has just amazing coverage. And you can buy them in sets. There's like 3 sets. There's like a gold, a bronze. Just was like a gold, then like a bronzy, coppery one, and like a silver's one, like a silver and steel. And basically what you get is you get 4 conventional colors. And then you get like 4, they're called alchemy colors. So this is actually one of the alchemy colors, which is basically like a color tinted metallic. So this is a gold, like a greeny gold. But there's like, there's like this pink. It's called tourmaline, which I think is the actual color, tourmaline gold, which is like a pink one. Yeah, there's like this like really nice one as well, which again is like you can get like some nice kind of weird colors. Like there's like a really kind of bluey, like emerald silver here. This is like red, like metallic reds and pinks and stuff like. There's just some like just cool, just interesting stuff on them. But I really rate the scale 75 range. It's my go-to now. The other paint range that I really fancy trying, I just can't really justify getting it because I've got so much paint as it is the Monument Hobbies, the Pro Quill range. That gets amazing reviews as well, so I'm gonna start looking at just picking up maybe like the odd color for them. But I have the full range of scale 75 stuff. There's not really much left out there that I could really need or want to pick up outside of like weird technical paints and special effect paints and stuff. That tends to be more what I pick up these days new. What about yourself? What are you using for paints, Sovik? Oh, probably need to take off that stream goal since we missed it. Yep. GW contrasts and washes, army paint at speed paint. I'm really enjoying. I'm going to give Vallejo model color a go this weekend. Nice. Yeah, the Vallejo model color range has just all been refreshed, hasn't it? Or at least put into new bottles. How are you liking using things like contrast paints and speed paint? I've tried them a few times and they just don't seem to want to do like what I want them to do. And spend more time like fixing what they've done more than anything else. But I think I'm so kind of long in the tooth now with sort of is it wanky to say traditional painting style? Now looking at that Metal and Alchemy Scale 75 stuff, I'm going to end up as a paint collector at this rate. Paint collection is like an unsung part of the hobby, in my opinion. So I've got like 3 trays that hold, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's like 70 odd. Yeah, I must have at least like somewhere in the region of like 250, 300 paints in my collection. Other good metallics as well is the Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl range gets really good reviews as well. What I will say about Scale 75 is that they're very different in how they work to Games Workshop stuff. So coming from like Games Workshop and Vallejo and Army Painter, it took me a couple of months just to kind of get used to them. Not that there's anything inherently like bad about them, it's just they are really quite different. And I bought them on a whim because I was looking to get some new paint. And I wanted to buy a full range so that I had everything. And it just so happened there was a guy who was local to me was selling his Scale 75 collection for a really good price, and that's the only reason I ended up with this. I think otherwise I would have probably just gone with Vallejo, to be honest. What I would probably say with the metal and alchemy stuff is you might be better off just buying the individual paints. Because you'll, at least I don't use the alchemy stuff very often at all. It's only really this like peridot alchemy one that I'm using at the moment that I use like really regularly because it's such a lush color. You can probably get away with just getting the 4 silvers, the 4 golds, that sort of thing. Royal Tuscan, hello, hello. Oh, they look nice. GC, they are is lucky. Welcome in. Are you back home now, Tuscan? Hope you finally managed to get an internet connection where you are. Speed paint's all about zenithal highlight. I'm doing a lot of the work at the beginning. Good for big areas of the same color. Wet blending. Very different technique from the traditional Games Workshop style of painting. Yeah, 100%. The zenithal priming and that flat chop that's going around at the moment, or like grayscaling or value mapping is a great way to. I think it's a great way to paint anyway, even if you're not using contrast. I'll grab the 5 finished ones for you, Tuscan. There you go. Right, so this is first 2. Nice vibrant reds and some interesting little pops of colour everywhere. I've gone for like a fairly muddy, just kind of generic base that seemed to like fit the home world. We've got these 2. Oh. And then we've got this one here as well. Like the leader dude. I went for like a burning rune. I'm going to revisit the plasma coil because I'm not particularly happy with it. But that's all there is to do on that one. That's what we're working through, finishing off tonight. I discovered a new like basing technique as well when doing your stuff, so that was cool. So yeah, we're working through them at the moment, putting all of the like the brass base color on, and we'll hit it with a wash. How was your time away? Are you back now? With the Vallejo basic color set I'm getting, I want to practice mixing colors and working with a palette, that sort of thing. Oh yes, sorry, my brain just checked out mentally there. So I was trying to process a reply. It's been a long week. Yeah, the Vallejo stuff's really nice to mix as well. You can thin them down quite a bit and make some like nice glazes out of them as well. And the basic set has some like really cool, just some really nice cool colors in it as well. Oh, that's it. At least it was useful for you. I mean, I've practiced like value mapping with them as well. Have a check on the YouTube. All of the stream VODs are there. We've been painting these over the past week, so you can kind of watch the process kind of from start to finish. The plan is to try and get these done tonight, if not by the end of Sunday, so they'll be ready to post out for you on Monday. Which means you should have them hopefully by kind of Tuesday, Wednesday. What I will say is that the like obviously like the lighting in the camera makes them look like turbo red. Like they are nice and vibrant when you get them, When I photograph them, you'll see them a little bit better as how the reds turned out. What's your opinion on Vallejo versus Army Painter? Yeah, I'll watch some Sunday when I've got some time. Nice. Oh, you got home this evening. Good stuff. So I think both have their sort of pros and cons. I've used Army Painter in the past, and it wasn't for me, is what I'll kind of say about them. I bought like a mega paint set type thing, which had like 50 or 60 different paints in and some washes. And I think because it had been sat in like an Amazon warehouse for God knows how long, all of the paints had kind of started to separate in the bottles. So it took weeks to get them to the point where they were usable. I was like attaching them to jigsaws, and I bought like a nail varnish shaker and ball bearings to get them to the point where I could like remix them again. Once they were mixed, they were absolutely fine. A little on the thick side for me, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. What I will say is that they were cheap, or rather, well, yeah, they were a little bit cheaper than say Vallejo or Games Workshop, especially. So for someone who's just kind of beginning out or is just wanting to do some like basic stuff like an army painting, as the name suggests, it's probably aimed at that type of painter for me. Whereas at the time I was painting like busts and sculptures and large things and just one-offs, so I didn't find them particularly useful for me. That being said, it's like anything, they're a tool to be used, and in the right hands, they're, you know what I mean? Like the people who win Golden Demon competitions using Army Painter and Games Workshop paint, like you don't kind of buy into and like paint brand elitism or anything like that. If it was me and my personal recommendation, I would say Vallejo every time over Army Painter, just based on my personal experience and how I like to use them. What I will say is Army Painter washes are fantastic. I would argue probably some of the best washes on the market, but just like general use purpose. They're strong, like strong tone, mid tone, brown tone, soft tone. Like all of them are great. You got to dilute them down because they come out of the bottle like thick. It's almost like you're buying like a wash concentrate, is the way to think of it. And it's worth adding like a bit of flow improver and some matte varnish in, just because they're quite shiny straight out of the bottle. But their washes are great. I want Vallejo, but no local sells them in person. That's why I'm sticking to Army Painter. Yeah, and so this is the other thing as well. Like, that's why I'm always really cagey about this whole discussion of like, what's the best paint brand? Because the best paint brand is the one that you like to use and the one that you can get relatively easily and consistently. One of the big things that put me off Monument Hobbies when I looked at them 4 years ago was that they were just kind of coming to be popular, and you could get them everywhere in the States, but nowhere over here at the time. And obviously now they've got popular, they've been stocked over here, so they're a bit easier to find. But like access to that was a big one for me. Army Painter speed paints are great for beginners or people who are not beginners, but paint like them. Me, I think you're right. I'm sure you've posted stuff in the Discord, right? Was it you that paint put the Cthulhu in? Which I thought looked fantastic with speed paints. And again, like speed paints are just another kind of tool in the toolbox. Have you tried the dip washers? No, haven't. I remember when they first came out. And this was back before Games Workshop had like a painting system. By painting system, I mean like base layer, dry brush, wash. Like the 3 or 4 step system. And Army Painter came out with the dip wash. And I remember seeing people use it, And obviously it was great for just getting some stuff on the tabletop for like the tournament scene and stuff. But I remember hearing stories of people using them where they were dipping their models and then attaching them to like an end of a drill to like spin the excess off. Because it was like floor stain, it was like so thick. I'm gonna be back in a second. But the army painter washes that you can get now is like the successor of that. So it all leads to somewhere. Me. My wife's out tonight at a family birthday party thing, which has also been in the office all day. So for the first time in about probably coming up to a year, I've not seen her all day. So I just dropped her a little text there before I went live just to say hello and see how she's doing. I've hardly spoken to her all day. Just had to adjust my microphone there because I kept hitting my hand off it. Right. Have you tried the dip washers before, Tuscan? How have you got on with them? And how do you find army painter if you use them all the time? Is it like the normal core range that you use, or is it like Zorvik, who's using things like the speed paints and the washers and that sort of thing? No, I haven't been tempted. Mainly use Citadel until I got my wet palette, now transitioning to Army. Nice. Using the regular and the speed. Nice. Did you buy a particular wet palette? Sorry, this is like a million questions because I've not spoken to you in like a week. I'm just having to get it all out now. The wet palette that I'm using here is a recent new buy. Nisgratis, hello. Oh, look at you with your little mod sword there. So yes, a big welcome everyone to Nisgratis, our newly knighted mod. I need to come up with a thematically branded title. Because everyone here is a painting pal. But we need to come up with a name for a mod. Like a little title for a mod. How you doing though, Nisk? You been at work today, and if so, have you had a good day? This will be interesting. We've got like a book too on the back of here. Let's get this brass bit done here. I think we'll do those chains in silver. Anybody got any groovy plans for the weekend? Got our weekly roleplay night tomorrow where we're gonna crack on with our Call of Cthulhu game. Nah, nothing exceptional. Ah, fair. A bit of a chilled one for you. Right. I'll put on the other boulders again. Woo. Did a little dropsy. Didn't drop it in the water pot at this point. So much power. No, nothing exceptional. Wasn't you back till Sunday? It's not made any plans. Nice. How come have you getting back so early then? Very nervous going up another potentially cold hotspot. The last one was in 10. Yes, it was, yeah. And you're not as heavily armed as you were last time either. No, less guns in London than New York, that's for sure. Ship decided to come back early. That's about it. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated, I guess. So, just out of interest, what is it that you do for a living then? Because obviously, you'd said that you were away. Let's see, and do I feel like I've maybe asked you this before? I was chatting about this the other day, and I was convinced that you worked on oil rigs or something, or like something offshore. I feel like I might have made that up. A mechanical engineer on military ships. Yes, I was fucking a million miles away. That was nowhere near what I guessed. That's cool though. So is it just a lot of like being stationed? It's actually a very close trade. Well, there you go. Pat on the back for risky. What was I going to say? Yeah, so is it like, do you just get kind of assigned to a ship that's going out somewhere and you just kind of, you're just there in case something goes wrong, or do you get sent out specifically to like repair things, and then you're kind of stuck there until it kind of comes back. I could easily transfer onto oil rig platforms. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense, really, isn't it? Like, oil rigs are just boats that don't move, right? I mean, that's what I think. Right, I do need to get some red out as well. That's cool. You just get a lot of other guys in GW, not so many Navy. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, I think like sort of General Army and Marines and that sort of thing. It kind of does attract that kind of mindset, right? I know there's a lot of when I was doing scale modeling stuff, like tanks and airplanes and stuff like that. Like when I went to the shows and stuff, about 90% of the people there were either actively serving or like retired veterans who'd been in the military force. No, I mostly work in a dockyard. If the dockyard has vessels assigned to it, then I work on a specific class. And they need work done, we get offered to go. And yeah, you live in a naval-based city. I guess that kind of makes sense. It always just baffles me how people kind of like get into those kind of roles. Like, was it something that you always wanted to be, like a mechanical engineer, like specifically in the Navy, or was it more like you did engineering and that's something you kind of fallen into? But there was this one guy working on an oil rig. We see him once every 6 to 8 months. Easily spend £500+. This was in 2005. Yeah, no, I remember when I was a young'un, looking for work outside of school, seeing them advertise for rigs, and it was the same kind of deal. Like, it would be like 2 on, 2 off or something like that, but the money was insane. So obviously it's like super fucking dangerous though. Well, if you live here, it's fairly easy to fall into. Yeah, I guess that's, yeah, you know, it's the biggest employer around here, right? So obviously, like in Newcastle, we used to have there used to be like dock works up here and like lead works. Obviously, like coal mining was the big thing, the big industry up here for the longest time, as it was in probably like a lot of the north. Obviously, all that's gone now, really. So the naval base is the city, and the city is the base, kind of. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's cool, though. That's a bit different. And I just take that kind of stuff for granted, I guess. Like, it's not something I've ever really thought about before. It's always super interesting to hear like what people do for a living. Because up here, it's like it's kind of fairly standard fare. Like we're kind of got a bit of a reputation for a long time of being like the call center capital. Because there's like huge like tax incentives to set up like tech businesses in the northeast. And for a long time, when businesses were setting up like contact centers, they wanted it to be kind of in the northeast because it was that impression that the kind of the Geordie accent was quite a friendly one on the phone, which I always found really like bizarre because while I don't think people from like Newcastle and the surrounding areas are particularly hostile, it's can be quite a harsh accent. Yep, done the call center runs in my younger days up here. Yeah, exactly. You ever been to Portsmouth? It's all about the Navy and the history. Yeah. Then we get a lot of lads from the northeast. There's not much to get into. Same with contracting jobs. Yeah. Like there isn't a great deal like up here outside of like hospitality, retail, and like contact center work. Outside of like public service and that sort of thing. But it's alright, like Newcastle. Curious to know if Zorvik has had any dealings with the accursed teleperformance, which I had a very brief stint working there. I know a couple of my friends have all worked there as well and left very quickly. Definitely a lot less industry in the area. Yeah, well, yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like, the wife was there for a few months. She was doing tech support for HP. She has no technical skills at all. I said 3 years till I give you a nervous breakdown. Yeah. Make big money working contracting or rigs. Yeah, well, that was it. Yeah, so I was saying there before, like, a lot of money in the rig work, isn't there? I mean, you lasted 3 years, Chris. I think I lasted like 3 months. What give me a fucking nervous breakdown? A rotten place to work. Well, of course, that's right, yeah. Got you worked on HP. Right, that's all the first quotes of the... Oh no, I've missed one here. Those places are generally better once you get a role not answering phones. I was a trainer for years. Great Sky. Yeah. I just found it like really bizarre. 'Cause I ended up working there after I left the job when I moved and it was too far to travel and I just needed something close. So I picked up a job there and I had to show my manager how to use Excel because he doesn't know how to use it to like do all these reports and stuff off it. So I would quite regularly get time off the phone to sit and show your boss how to use Excel. And it wasn't even like he was a boomer, do you know what I mean? Like he was just a young lad. Same as me, just never used it before. Thought it was insane. Brother's a car mechanic. If he didn't like a place, he'd quit and just walk to the next garage and have a new job the same day. It's all about the nerd skills. That's it. Your brother not do mechanic stuff anymore? He stepped away. No, it works for a company that services alarms and fire extinguishers now. Oh, okay. Is that a recent thing? Yeah, if I switched jobs to just rigs, a regular service engineer, I could go up to 60 to 80k within half of the year off pretty easily. It's just more dangerous than staying at home. Time is wibbly wobbly, might be a year. Time is wibbly wobbly. I suppose obviously when like the lockdowns hit and stuff, obviously the industry that I service is the like the mechanics industry, and by and large, pretty much all of them closed, except for some of the bigger ones that were still servicing like frontline and key workers and stuff. So I guess that kind of makes sense if he's although that wouldn't match up in time at all, would it? That was nearly 3 years ago now. Back to painting and pumping you for information. Ooh, I'm still using Games Workshop brushes. I even found a company that makes old-style Games Workshop brushes, like standard brush. And I've been looking at Rosemary & Co. ones and Winsor & Newton ones. They cost a fair bit more. I'm not sure what you get out of better brushes. So I use Winsor & Newton brushes, Series 7. These are Kolinsky Sable Hair. So this is what's called and like a natural hairbrush. It's made from animal hair, basically. So the upside is that they are generally more expensive because they're handmade to a higher quality. They generally have better absorbency, so they can hold more paint in the belly and retain a finer point, and are generally a bit nicer to use, and you can get some like really fine, crisp deals out of it. And then there's different levels of like natural hairbrushes that kind of like drop down in quality. For me, Series 7 Winsor & Newton is like top shelf, all the way down. Depending on what kind of painting you do though, so you were saying that you were using a lot of like washes and the speed painter stuff, if I'm being honest, you would just end up like destroying really expensive brushes if that's all you do is just like speed paint. You just want something that's got a big belly on it, that can hold a lot in and that holds a point. So I don't know what the current Games Workshop brushes are like because I've not used a Games Workshop brush since maybe the blue handled ones, maybe some of the black handled ones. Their new synthetic range, which is like the STC brushes, are supposed to be pretty decent. Synthetic brushes tend not to hold as much in them compared to natural bristle brushes, but can be a little bit more hard wearing. Yeah, more things for fine details. Yeah, Rosemary and Co. get really good reviews. Broken Toad are supposed to be good. Like I use Winsor and Newton, but like these don't come in like, you know, standard detail, fine detail, or anything like that. They come in sizes, so I almost exclusively use a size 0 brush for pretty much everything, because it's that kind of sweet spot. Excuse me, sorry, I'm yawning because I'm talking. It's that sweet spot of like it holds just enough paint and the point's really fine. You can get a box like this, Winsor & Newton Series 7, which has, dump out all the loose brushes, which has a 0, a 1, a 2, and a 3 inside. You can probably kind of see, I don't want to take the lids off them because they'll get damaged, but you can kind of see like how they go up in sizes. And I think this set here was like 70 quid, maybe. So, I mean, it all depends how much you want to pay. For the longest time, I was just buying brushes on Amazon because I was just tracking them, especially for like things like washes and stuff. I think a nice set of brushes can kind of help push the quality of your job up. But I think a lot of people tend to think that, well, if I buy some really nice brushes, it's going to make me a better painter, I'm going to get better result. That isn't always necessarily the case. In my opinion. Right. I was actually working more hours than normal during lockdowns as I couldn't go out any other way. Good tools can definitely help. You still need to know how to use them. That's a life lesson if I've ever heard one. Oh, big stretch. For half an hour. Yeah, I was furloughed, so we went. It all kicked up in the March time, right? So we got deployed to like fully remote in the March, the 3rd and 4th week in March. We then got furloughed from the 1st of April, and I didn't go back until about the August time, which was great. Thanks. Yeah, I've got plenty of average good brushes. Just thinking about that one good brush, like you said. For me, it's Winsor & Newton Series 7 size 0. Can I go wrong? It's the one that I used. This is the brush. This brush is I painted every single one of these Legionaries with. And outside of using a bit of a knackered one for doing metallics on a larger scale, and a different one for doing washes with, this is the brush that I use. I've had this brush now for probably close on 2 years. And if you look after them and give them a good clean out with some brush soap after you've used them, they can potentially last forever. I bought a set myself because I had money to burn, and I always like to have like a spare set of something that I use a lot of. I must have bought that before I got married, which was June last year, and they've not come out of the box because those other ones are still absolutely kicking. I did break the big one though. The first big one, this size 2. It got like all clogged up. And I tried to do what I used to do with brushes back in the day, which was to use like a paint pot and like scrape the paint off the bristles. There's a really interesting clip on YouTube about how Winsor & Newton brushes are made. And they're made by hand in a factory, exclusively by women. They only hire women to do the job because they've got finer motor skills, apparently. So if you put too much force on the bristles, they do come out because they're like hand stuffed. A little fact for you. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I yawn a lot because I've got blocked sinuses. So when I talk, I'm not breathing as much, which forces me to yawn. It's not because I think you're boring as shit or anything like that. Right. Well, I do remember telling people to do that with paint pot to clean the brushes. In hindsight, it was probably a bad idea. It was fine for those brushes because they were like semi-synthetic and really kind of hard wearing, and was absolutely fine for that, to be honest. So far, so good on this new palette. I'm really I'm really liking it. I've not really like utilized the full space of it yet. But it's really nice to know that I've got like all of this space still to use. Oh, my hand looks horribly overexposed. But yes, have a quick drink. So bad news, we ran out of Dr. Pepper. So I've had to pinch a bottle of Pepsi Max Cherry off the wife. Right. Yeah, I've just getting a message off there. Off the message, it's spicy. Not like spicy. Just drama spicy. Dear me, it's tickled us. Right. So this is the one that we've done. Yeah, looks like it. The interesting thing in this one is going to be there's a couple of them that have got like crazy hands, I think, on this one. It's like this one here's got like a crazy like demon hand, pair of demon hands. That's cool. I'll think about what we're going to do with that. Right. Go to one side. So I made that sound alert thing for like when I would go out of frame a little while ago. And the sound alerts down below. And since we've like locked this camera in position now, outside of me giant melon head getting in the way, it's not really been used, which is great because it means I'm getting better at like framing and learning where my stuff goes. Ugh. And can undo the whites on the eye lenses while we're here. What I've really enjoyed about doing these as well, especially, is that the helmets have got really nicely sculpted eye lenses so you can get right in. Do them nice and easily. Which is great. God almighty. Oh, not that one. I've seen that there's a doubles or like a twos or a team or friends tournament coming up at Warhammer World in June for Age of Sigmar, which I'm a little bit tempted to see if I can go to be honest. It's been a long time since I've been to Warhammer World. I think it's like 5 games over 2 days. Just for an excuse to play some Age of Sigmar, to be honest. Price up how much it'll cost to kind of get down there and stay. Obviously, with it being like a 2-nighter thing, probably going to be worth going down like the night before, stopping for 2 nights. Right. So it's a bit of an arduous task doing all this like edge highlighting on the black with trim. But it's definitely worth it just to help separate out the trim and the leg grooves that are making it look too homogeneous. Only been to Warhammer World once about 10 years ago. Had an interview for Games Workshop Sunderland store manager. They paid the train ticket, didn't get the job, but got a free trip. Not bad, really, is it? Just had a run and put some food on. What we're talking about? I was just saying that a friend of mine had sent us a thing for a Age of Sigmar like doubles tournament down in Warhammer World in June. I'm looking at going this year sometime. Ooh, risky con at Warhammer World. Nah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, when I went, I think I was gotta be 17, 18 years since I went, maybe. Take 2 seconds, I've got a cat scratching at the door to be in. But don't let them in, they'll just claw their way through. Quickly do some edge highlighting here. I'd love to head down again. I'd love to sit and have a drink in Bugman's. Yes, same. Just I like staying in the museum. I know what. Oh. Thank you. Yeah. Fine. Oh, what? Just saying to my absolute child of a cat. Get on the thing then. What? Or do you want to be gonna be internet famous? Gonna buy some followers? No. Is there still a shop in Sunderland these days? Or was that one of the ones I kind of got the big heave when they sort of like started to downsize? Not sure I don't bunch over that way if I can help it. Too many lanes and traffic lights in Sunderland. It's fair. Big Rosa, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hope you're keeping well. I'm working on some Chaos Legionnaires for Kill Team at the moment. What are you working on? You're into the old miniature painting wargaming hobby. What sort of armies do you do? What kind of things do you paint? Quick Google says it's still there. Fair. Other than popping over to the bunker for bits and paints. Did I hear that the bunker's closing? No, I never went because it's too like. It's been a bit too far out for me to go over. So I know there's a couple of lads I know used to go quite regular and like had a gaming space and all that kind of stuff. Doing good, thank you. Picking the new Horus and building my custom World Eaters army. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, the new World Eaters do look sick. Closed last year, and then he reopened a new shop a couple of months ago. Smaller gaming space, but still around 10 tables. Oh, that's decent. And obviously, that's a bit. Sounds like it's going to be a little bit more viable for him as a business. I know, like the gaming spaces generally aren't a big kind of money spinner unless people are kind of like buying stuff while they're there. No, I always set up for like if I won the lottery and I could just buy a venue outright and all the boards and stuff. That's what I would do. I would run like a gaming space for people over sort of like the gates at Newcastle way because I thought I don't really have a lot of kind of places to do that kind of thing around here. I haven't actually bought any of the new models yet. I've been kit bashing them from Age of Sigma models. Ooh, nice. What Age of Sigma models? Have been using like is it Blades of Corn? Are the Age of Sigma ones? Testing us now. We do have a Discord. If you've got any pictures of the stuff that you've got that you'd like to share, would love to see you in there. We're trying to build a bit of a community there of just kind of nice, chilled out place to kind of talk about your hobby and share things and get feedback and advice. All that good stuff if you fancy it. No stress if you don't though. Yeah, my last few games were over at Durham Raiders. Nice club, but petrol ain't cheap. Going to that each week. Yeah. Did you say you were Fields based? Or have I made that up? I'll post some pics there, sure. Good stuff. I'll have a look at them when they get in there. Share them on stream if you'd like to as well. Most people that are here are active in the Discord, so they'll see them anyway. Converting skills is always something I'm like really jealous of, because I can't convert or kit bash for shit. It's got to be built kind of as is for me. I really struggle with it. Just seeing just like even just simple conversions just executed really well makes me insanely jealous. The crux of my converting skills, usually weapon swap. No weapon swaps, no orc armies for you. Now see, that's fine if I've got like just different bits that are designed to kind of go together, that's fine. But like chopping up and reposing arms and stuff like that, it's not for me. Zorvik, if you have a look if you're on Facebook, have a look for West Allotment Wild Things. They're a group based over in North Shields. It's actually a friend of mine's brother is one of the guys who runs it. How I know about it. So like I'm on their Discord community, but I've yet to get over to like do any games or anything. But everyone that I've spoken to and like the Discord's really active and everyone's like really sound. It's like sort of people in that kind of like mid-30s and upwards is the impression that I get. Quite a like mature and kind of relaxed and like scene. And they meet every other Friday at the moment, but are going to like a weekly Friday. The West Allotment is the name might the name might have indicated. But that might save you kind of getting over to or having to get over to like Durham. Rosa. Let's have a look, see if I've got anything in. Announcement. Oh, there he is. Big Rosa's in the Here house. Say hi. Mouse battery's on the way out. Got it. Ooh, here we go, work in progress. Yeah, look, fucking class. Oh, that looks insane. There was that guy covered in skulls with two axes. Is that an Abaddon conversion? That head swap fits really nicely. The axe is outstanding as well. Those are well cool. Yeah, those are fucking sick, man. I cannot wait to see you getting them painted up. Are you doing them all white, all red, or mix? What's the kind of plan for your paint scheme for them, if you don't mind me asking? I'm a right nosy fucker. So as soon as you start sharing your stuff, I'm going to ask you like a million questions. promise it's not social engineering and I'm trying to guess your passwords. Oh. Classic all red and brass. Nice. That new there's a new contrast paint that's just come out, I think, called Flash Terrors Red, which I think would be nice, like a nice base for that. I think if I was going to do corn, that's where I would start. Just for a nice, easy, solid base coat. Oh. Ooh. Spicy. I've been stuck working on Horus the last month, but I'll definitely be working the World Eater soon. Ooh. Oh, if you've got any working pictures of your Horus as well, I'd love to see that. I'm presuming it must be the like Forge World one, like the Horus Heresy one. I've got the Gilliman somewhere. I say somewhere, it's like there on a shelf. But I do. For my sins, I decided to do Ultramarines for my Horus Heresy Legion. And I do like them. I think they look really nice on the tabletop. And they're a nice display piece as well. But they're a bit fucking boring when it kind of comes. When it comes to, like, units and interesting rules and stuff. Ooh, these are to be a red Corsair kill team. Yes, they are. I had a horrible moment, you know, when I started painting them. And I put the decals on. And I was like, did he say red Corsairs? And I had to go back look through my emails to make sure that was right. Because I'd just gone like balls deep at that point and just cracked on. And I was like, oh no, have I misread what you wrote? But luckily, that wasn't the case. So, big win for me. I've been meaning to ask you as well, actually, Tuscan. Do you want the transfer sheet that I bought? The Chaos one. Oh, nice Horus pick in the Discord. Imagine if I had. Oh, I'd have been fucking sick. Ooh, fucking A. You've done an excellent job on that. That's outstanding. I love the glow, like, around his head. That's lush. I'm a big fan of, like, the kind of the pinky red leather as well. That's how I like to do mine as well. And the armor's got, like, really nice blue depth to it. Yeah, that's fucking outstanding. Love it. Is that the Redgrass Studio wet palette? Yes, this is the Studio XL. XL? Studio XL, yeah. I had to check because I only got it yesterday. I upgraded from the Painter one, which is like the little Diddy one, which I'd had for the past couple of years, and it's seen some shit. Is the best way I can put it. It's looking a little bit worse for wear now. Is it nearby? This is my old one. It's a bit ruined. There's a Risky Paint sticker under there. You can't see. Nice. Both have the same one. It's so nice. Yeah, I'm loving it. The extra space Take this off. Like, I'm sure there's probably new strains of like shit growing in my sponge. It's fucking manky. I used to have 2 sponges for this, and I don't know where the second one went. So this is just probably just going to get hired out, to be honest. I don't really think I've got much use for it now. But yeah, no, I've had some good like commission jobs come through this year, and I got a payout from Twitch this month as well. So I used my Twitch payout to get the new palette. Obviously all from the wonderful support that you guys give and continue to, which I'm always super appreciative for. Also lost my paintbrush. Hit me head. Oh, disaster! What's going on? I was in 2 minds just to get the one with like the little wavy palette as well, but I got one with the painter one, and I used it a couple of times, and then the washes just got caked on, and I never used it again. So I decided to save myself a couple of quid and just go for the light version. Seemingly they've managed to improve their like their hydration paper as well. Like the hydration paper I got the last time was a bit underwhelming, I would say. How are you finding it? Have you been using it for long? What was I saying? Oh yes, so Tuscan. Obviously I bought the Chaos Space Marine transfer sheet, which had the transfers on for the Red Corsairs, but it's also got like a mix of like other legions on. I'm not really going to have a use for it if you want to just hide in with the other stuff. I don't know if you do Chaos other stuff, or if you do other Chaos stuff down the line. Decal sheets there for you. There's a couple of like big Red Corsair decals on there as well for like dreadnoughts or vehicles and that sort of thing. Might be of use for you. I think now if I do a Chaos Army, I would do World Eater Red Corsair, so I won't have any use. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Oh, Mr. Brassy Bit. What brass colour is that? This is, it's called Periodot Alchemy from Scales Colour 75. It's actually like a greenish gold, but it does really nicely for like a desaturated brass. So that goes on first, and then I put a wash of 50/50 Agwex Earthshade and Terran Turquoise Contrast Paint. That goes over in a wash, which helps like really darken it down and antique it, and then go back over with that same colour again just for some highlights. I've been using mine for about 8 months so far. It's been wonderful, though the sponge sheet is very thirsty. Yes. I do tend to find that. But the way I look at it is that means it's doing its job. If it's absorbing the water and not going dry, so I'm going to be on my best behaviour and try not to get this one caked with fucking paints. think that when I was first getting them and I was like first learning how to use them, I was overfilling it a bit. So the water was like spilling onto the onto the palette paper. And then it was just bleeding everywhere. Thinning paints, flow improver or water. I use water. You can use flow improver to thin your paint. It'll mean that they take a little bit longer to dry, and they'll lose some of their surface tension, because that's what it's designed to, that's what flow improver does. It basically helps break down surface tension on paint. That's how it helps improve its flow. What you might find is that it's probably okay for like base coats, but if you were doing, say, like edge highlighting, you might find that it would bleed and run a little bit more than usual. The other thing that you can use to thin your paints down is just matte medium. I use this one from Vallejo. This is just the clear, like plastic medium in acrylic paints before pigment gets added to it to make it into a colored paint. So you literally would just go like a drop of that, then get some paint and thin it down with matte medium. You can also get like gloss medium to give it a glossy finish as well. So kind of a mix of the both kind of gives you that like really nice thinned out paint. The benefit of using matte medium over water is that it doesn't dilute the pigment, it just adds more of the binder. So it becomes thinner but still remains really saturated, if that makes sense. Excuse me. I ordered an Indian before I started streaming and it's rifting. It wasn't a good idea. I use a lot of flow improver when I'm airbrushing to thin paints down to help it stop it to like dry on the tips and stuff. Yeah, it does make sense. Good stuff. I'm always like really conscious that when I just kind of ramble and wobble on, that I'm just talking absolute bollocks to some like that nothing makes any sense, and I've not answered the question that you've asked because I get distracted, start talking about fucking ducks or something. The cat was scratching on the door before to be in. So I've opened the door, let them in, and he like did a big floop and a big roll around at the door. Came in and sort of meowed at us for a bit, and now it's just fucked off. Left me door wide open. Absolute asshat. I think I need to get something to like prop my palette up a little bit. I think my table's kind of gone on a bit of a wonk. I'm getting loads of water pooling at like the front of it. Interesting. You expected predictable and respectable behavior from a cat. Yeah, that was my problem. See if you can see him. Stand by. See if we can get this up. There we go. There's the Charlie. Charlie. Yeah, meow. That's right. Say hello to everyone. Oh, we're making biscuits. Oh, disaster. Clonked some marines. Nice. Cool. Text this is. Yeah. Are your converted world eaters for 40k or for Horus Heresy? I meant to ask for. In this Gadget's eyes. Oh, it did. Look at me go. This one didn't paint. Right. So last bits of grays to do on this one, and then I'm going to go for a quick toilet break. Then we'll get some washes on the go. While the washes are drying, we'll do some bits on like the cloth and like the fire and stuff like that. Thinking about doing like a really nice bright green or blue flame effect on these is what I'm thinking about. I think they'll contrast really nicely with the red and the black.
You're the best!
Zorvik _painting.
Oh, Zorvik, thank you very much for the sub. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Officially top tier painting pal. And that, as always, gets a blat of approval.
Nice.
Enjoy your emotes. We've got some pretty cool ones. I don't know if I've got some new. I've made some new ones. I'm sure if they've been approved yet. No, that's not the emote button. This is the emote button. Paint pal. Would be rude not to after all the hell. Oh, it's still nice to do. I really do still appreciate it. What have we got? We've got the Derby Corn, which our wonderful mod Nisk made. Wavy one, Candy Corn. Paint Pal's a new one. I've got like a splat, like an orange paint splat I've made. Like refined that one. So that should hopefully be getting approved soon. I don't know why that one's on a delay, but there we go. I've been trying to find some new like sub sounds as well, because a lot of my original sounds were from Borderlands, because just to match like the overlay aesthetic. But I've been trying to find some more like kind of Warhammery ones. So I was trying to find stuff from like Dawn of War and Total War, for like the ogres and stuff. And I found a one that was labeled like Slanesh Demon. I was like, oh, that'll be cool. And then when I listened to the soundbite, it was saying something about like "Welcome to my pleasure palace," which I thought was just a bit. It was a bit kind of sinister for an alert. Welcome to me pleasure palace. Not really the vibe I wanted to go for. But we've got like a in the Discord we've got a like a ideas thread there now. If anybody has any cool ideas for sound effects, either on the soundboard or on the for like alerts and stuff, feel free to hoy them in. We try to avoid anything that's like jarring and loud, because it would be like when I'm painting eyes, someone will like drop a follow and I'll hit me pants or some shit. Wouldn't that just be adult movie sounds? Maybe. Got some big tanks to work on next week. Before we start our, we're planning on doing for the month of March. We've got the Marble Crisis Protocol box to paint up for someone. So we're going to be painting that throughout March. I've got a week off, the like second week in March, so I'm going to do some daytime stream. And stream painting that then as well. We'll be putting in some nice big long streams next week. Not next week, the week after, sorry. That's my first paid sub on Twitch. Normally just cheap out with the Prime subs. Oh man, that's super cool. Thank you. And there's nothing cheap about using your Prime sub. You still pay for it at the end of the day, right? Like, just because it's part of something else. But seriously, it's like it's super nice for you to support the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Helps keep everything kind of spinning and ticking over, and it's sort of a step in the right direction for kind of realizing my dream, which is to paint miniatures full time. Just fuck working for the man. Now the wife pays for the prime. Tuscan also in there with a paint pal emote. Oh. I'm low-key a little bit proud of painting pals, I'm going to be honest. I was trying to think of a cool little thing to like name people in the community. And I'm a big fan of alliteration anyway. And yeah, painting pals a bit inspired. For me at least anyway. Right. Darkest compared to the other one. Living the dream. Hopefully. If it continues to grow the way it has been this year, I can see it being a very real possibility within the next 12 to 18 months. Providing I don't drop off and start hating it, because that's my other fear, is that like, a lot of people say like, if you follow your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. But work's still work at the end of the day. Doesn't really matter what you're doing. But so far, it's been a great old time this year. I painted some like just really cool things that I would never normally paint. It's not something I would buy myself or like I would do myself. It's been super cool. Quickly get the base coats down for the cloth. Trim. Are you still playing Hogwarts Legacy Nest? How are you finding it? Doing some rough and ready wet blending here. I watch plenty of small streamers who make enough for a living, but they keep going because the community that's been built around the channel, and it can be something real special. Yeah, well, that's it. Like, that's all I really want from my from Twitch. Really, it's just have a nice community of people just sit and chat to about the things that we like, because it definitely like reinvigorates my desire to want to do hobby and paint when I've got people to sit and chat to. Like if I'm just sat in the house by myself, like doing what I would class as solo hobby, which is like when I'm not streaming, tend to find I get a bit more fatigued by it quicker, and the lure of just hopping on and playing some World of Warcraft or like another game just becomes like really easy. But when I'm streaming, I'm like, well, like I'm live now and we've got like a good number of people, you know, for me it seems like a good number of people kind of coming in and chatting and talking. I'm a bit more kind of invested in kind of staying on and doing stuff. Small streams is where it's at, unless you want to group simp over e-girls. Yep. Played pause today, just trying to do one quest, but I keep getting distracted with side stuff, which is real fun. That's cool. I like that though. Like I think that's a mark of a good game where sort of like, you know, you want to do main story quests though, because it's engaging, but also like the side content isn't just filler. You know me, I'm like big fan of the Fallout franchise. And I think that's something that they do really well, where actually the main story's kind of oftentimes a bit meh. Description of The Witcher 3, exactly. You know, like the main story in a lot of Fallout games is a bit subpar, a bit average. Sometimes not even that. It's all the flavour and all the world building of the side quests that really carry it. Don't tempt him, you'll never be happy again. Risky breaks out the bikini. It's very true. It's not a pretty sight. Right, that guy done. We started making inroads into making our first bit of YouTube content today. Almost done. It's especially ghetto in places. But you know what? It's still not bad for our first attempt. Has voiceovers. It's got talking head. Gonna be cool. Right, that's the fabric-y bits all done. We've gone for this like kind of sea bluey turquoise on all the fabric. Oh well, you can see that. Just give it a touch. Wow, wow. So much like the other ones, we've kind of replicated the same there. Oh, sleepy boy. Right, I'm going to pop you on a be right back screen just for 2 minutes because I need to go to the little boy's room, stretch my legs and stroke my cats. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. You hired max headroom for a YouTube video. I don't know what that means, so you'll have to explain that to us when I come back. But I'm sure it'll be funny. I'll be right back. Hello, Pit and Pals. Bye-bye. It was a short movie turned TV show back in the mid-80s, Channel 4, played by the actor who was the neighbour in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The character was a digital talking head. Huh, cool. Right. So, we're going to mix up some wash. And get some of this brass washed. Oh. So one of the things I learned very quickly last time using the wet palette is to not use it for washes, or making washes, because that's how it ends up like bleeding out and over onto the off the paper and onto the sponge. So we're going to be a good boy. We're going to use a little mixing tray. So we're going to do some Pterodon turquoise in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. The old Pterodon turquoise. Agrax Earthshade. A little bit of water. Where did you get those from? Yep. Oh, the little mixing trays, just Amazon. I think the Mr. Hobby metal paint mixing trays, I think they're called. By mixing the brown and the turquoise together, we get nice kind of like greeny, bluey greeny mix. This brush, yeah, fine. I've been meaning to put together like a Brisky's Hobby Supplies list. I might need some of those mixing washes or inks on a cooking mat. Doesn't work. No. It's not ideal, like, is it? This just gets slapped all over the brass colour. Turn that down to shade. That's very vibrant. I think we might just need to put a bit more brown in, I think. This is the only thing I hate about making like custom washes is getting the ratios right, because you end up just wasting so much stuff. I don't have any like empty pot like put it in, because otherwise I would have mixed some of this up. Just kept it. That's better. It's got like this nice kind of like jadey kind of colour to it. Weird, and it kind of gives it, when you put it on, just kind of stains it nice and dark. Kind of gives it that little like worn antique kind of look. Can do something similar with like a purple wash as well. Because this has got contrast in it, it like stains it as well as washing it. So it kind of filters the brass, gives it some like just mad properties of that like kind of really sort of like verdigris stained brass and copper. It also goes on really nicely on silvers as well. I'm gonna do some one here. Gives it kind of like that bit of a slight kind of unearthly green tone to it. The other thing I wanted to ask you as well, actually, Tuscan, is like I've not put any sort of like blood effects or anything on the like the melee weapons, like the big chain axes and stuff. Is that something that you were wanting to have on as well? That's like really easy to do if that's something that you'd like on there. Like a little finishing step, really. Totally up to you. I normally do it, but I'm happy lean to don't start a battle with blood. No, that's very true. It's just something I thought I would ask. Um, just think for like the chain weapons, especially like it looks really effective on. Just helps kind of those ones stand out a little bit. It's normally something I do right at the end of the process to determine whether it like if I feel like it needs to be done. Normally, like if it's lacking some kind of points of interest or a quick once over just to make sure I've not missed any. I agree. Instead, it's your call. You're the artist. press. See how we get on. Look at me being called an artist and that. Right, just let that dry. The nice thing about this wash is it's got contrast paint in it. Like, it seems to dry quite quickly as well. What I'm going to do, I think, don't have any like empty bottles as the thing. No, just gonna have to let that go to waste, unfortunately. The perils of washing. That's why I tend not to do it very much these days. Right, so we're just gonna have a chill out for 5 minutes while that all dries up. Lid on the palette. Yeah. Need to get some empty pots. Yeah, I did have some like dropper bottles, and I think I thought I'd kind of given up doing like the dropper bottle stuff. And I think I just hoid them out in the end because they were a bit shit. What I can do while this is drying is I can do some bits on base. Some weathering powder. Tie that into the base a little bit. Ooh. But that white kicks up something rotten, doesn't it? I have to get rid of that. It's just like buying like loads of light back up into the camera and overexposing it. Right. Over there. Over there. Be gone, palette. There we go. That's better. Right. Now we're not as super exposed. So this is just a Tamiya weathering compact. I showed it off last time as well. So this one is sand, light sand, and mud. So they're just like compressed pigments, a little bit like an eyeshadow type of thing. Cover it in stickers. I might, that could be a shout. Get some like Risky Paint stickers and some like different stickers and stuff. That could be cool. And by putting it on like a makeup compact and just dragging it over, kind of like dry brushes it. It's weird. But I'm super enjoying the look. It's a disposable. Oh, okay. Knock the lid off that. It's good. Cool. So the difference is quite subtle, but you can kind of see like the lighter the pigment powder is. Yeah, I might have a look on some sticker sites to see if I can get cool like nerdy stickers or something. I think getting like a you get like an Ogre More Tribes one. That would be cool. Anybody knows any way to get like Games Workshop or like Warhammer stickers from, that would be sweet. Right. That's what we'll do actually as well. We'll put the tufts on. We're doing this. We can just get all that done in one go. See, mate, that's a good show. I actually never thought about that. See if you can find us like a you know, like the Ogre Kingdom symbol, like the Maw. See if you can find us one of them. Be your forever pal. If you can find us one, that would be quite cool. Can also order samples from the merch store, so I might just get some Risky Pain stickers to put on. Get like the derpy unicorn and like the logo and stuff. Big Paint and Pal sticker, that would be cool, wouldn't it? These might be like my most favouriteest brass tufts yet. My phone's going to die as soon as I vanish, that's why. That's no problem at all, mate. I appreciate you being here. You were here from the start. I don't ever feel obliged to stay the entire time. Especially if you've been away from home for so long. Appreciate you swinging on by. Saying hello and checking out your Corsairs. Glad that you're pleased with them. I think we're on for making good progress tonight for getting these finished. I've got maybe about an hour and a half of the stream left. Gotta highlight some metals and do like leather straps and the little accessories and stuff, and then just like the fire details, so definitely get them finished by the weekend. And I'll send you obviously some nice photos for you to say yay or nay to before we pop them in the post. Right. That's the basing done. I don't even bother, just send them. Fair enough. What, just as is? No stress. It'll be, if I can get them finished tonight, then I'll try and send them tomorrow. What's the post office closes at like 12, 1 o'clock tomorrow. It just depends on A, what time I get out of bed, and B, whether we get them finished tonight. Otherwise, it'll be Monday. Because we'll definitely get them finished over the weekend, so. Oh, deep charge. Either guy, you decide when they're finished. No need to rush. I won't need them in the next few days. No, that's fine. It's not about rushing them particularly. It's just, you know, like once they're done, they're done, right? Just they're ready to go on for you. I don't like to start the next project while I've still got one on the boil, just in case I get distracted and forget about them and stuff like that as well, and just helps me maintain a bit of focus on the project as well. Let's get the camera destroyer of doom out. Maybe should we try going lengthways like that with a pin pot here. I'm loving these bases. They look so nice. We're coming back in with the Perrier.alchemy now, just to put some interest back onto these things. So you can kind of see how they've dulled down a little bit, and they've kind of got this like greenish kind of tinge in the recesses. They do look a little bit less kind of saturated than the other ones. But I think once this gets on, it should be okay. how I was unwrapping them and made sure they wouldn't break. I mean, they definitely didn't break. That's a fucking sure. But no, it was fine. Like I kept all the bubble wrap and stuff, so I'll be able to wrap them all back up, much the same way. Sent you a few links in Discord for you after stream. Oh, cool. I mean, I'll look at them now. Oh, yeah, 70 paint pots. Good. Oh, some of these are cool. Yeah, I like them. Oh, those Jack's illustration ones, though. Sexy Harlequin. Chaos sticker sheet. Oh, I can see some money being spent here. Yes, look at them. Carcassonne. Yeah, they're well cool. Yeah, I think I might have to get something like that. Or some drotter bottles or something, just to put like when I make washes, just so it keeps everything kind of uniform. I like my work ethic. Easily distracted. Right. I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably stream until the wife gets back in, just because I've not seen her all day, and it'd be nice to see her and have a bit of chat with her for a bit when she comes in. So it might just be that drop off, not suddenly, but maybe it's at a bit of a weird stage. But for everyone who's watching or lurking, who their first time here, stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 o'clock GMT. That's where you can find us. There's always a going live notification in the Discord if you're part of that as well, so you never have the chance to miss when we go live. We should hopefully have a YouTube video out maybe over the weekend. That's cool. how goes the chaos? Chaosy. But yeah, no, they're coming along great. We're by and large actually on the home stretch with these last 5. I've got the brass bits to kind of highlight up, which I'm doing at the moment. And after that, it's just like all the little details, like the leather and the pouches and the grenades, which I think I did in about an hour at the end of the last stream for the last 5. So there's not much there to do at all. So what we'd like to be able to do is get into a position where get these all finished up for Tuscan and we can get them off in the post for him. And that sets us up nicely for the start of March to do the next bit commission project, which is some big Imperial Guard tanks and some lovely converted Rough Riders. I'm looking forward to doing. And making a start on Marvel March. No coil on that plasma gun? Yes it is, yeah, it's just not been painted yet. Tuscans there like, yeah they are. This like wash that I put onto the gold, I've also been putting it onto the silver because it gives it like that nice, on silver it makes it look like kind of like an oily sheen. Best way I can describe it. I see spikes on the top, and it may have thought a design I hadn't seen, and it was enclosed. Oh no, it's got like a. I mean, it is kind of enclosed. It's got like a brace over the top of it, I guess. Actually, just looking at it again there. What are you up to this evening, Eon Rie? Can I call you Eon? Is that fine? Or would you just be prefer to be called by your real name? Either or, I'm not forced to go with my real name if it's easier. It's just whatever you prefer, to be honest. Like, if you're not fussed, I'll just call you Richie. He's my fave. Yeah, I really like him, and I like this guy as well. those are the two the two models out of the box. That's my favorite so far. I also really like these two though, as well. Like they're all really nice, but I think like those four I think might be my favorite. Excuse me, sorry, talking too much. Whoop, number 3 done. Is there one thing I can ask? Each of them is a specific character. Would you like paint the name of the rim on their bay? That guy's the butcher, I believe. I mean, I can try. I'm not the best at like freehand. Like my handwriting's fucking terrible. But I can give it a go if you want to send me through, like which one's which. I can give it a blast and see how it looks. It's not a thing that I've ever really personally done any of my stuff. I think for me it kind of takes away from it a bit. But we can certainly give it a go. Feel free to say no, also just something that would be nice. No, absolutely. Like, if it was like, can you strip them and paint them of a different fucking color? I would probably be like, well, money, please. But like doing something like, what's happening there with the camera? Something like it's fairly simple as like writing a name shouldn't be too much of an issue. Camera's gonna look shit. There we go. So, yeah, it's pretty for the kill team aspect. No, that's absolutely fine. Tell you what we'll do. So what's this guy called? The Butcher? Actually, what we'll do is we'll do the ones I've painted first. What's this dude called? What I'll need to do is paint the rims on these first, which I can't do while they're attached to handles. Can't do it off the top of my head. That's absolutely fine. If you can send us through just either on Discord or on an email, a list of the names and which model they attribute to. I'll do it either this weekend or I'll do it next week, just in between projects. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. Like I said, I'll give it a go. I'll do one or two. If it looks shit, then I'll send you some pictures and I'll let you decide whether you want to continue. And then we can just take it from there. So, I think I binned it, so don't worry. If you go and do it, put it on the back. Why on the back? Oh, so it's not like you used to do that for Blood Bowl team. Oh, which I guess obviously because like you look at the back of it, I guess more often than not, don't you? And it kind of doesn't. Yeah, for sure is the back face. Yeah. I'll see if I can find them. Like it's not, you know, it's not an arduous task. If I can find them, then I'll try and stick them on for you. The other thing that you can get, if we can't find it, is you can get them from places like Etsy, which is just they're like 3D printed little letters that you can stick onto bases, or like base rims with names that you can get them like custom sculpted. So that could be an idea if you wanted to do something like that. And if you went down that avenue, and you wanted me to paint them up to match, I can figure them out from that data sheet's cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. Either way, let me know, and we'll take it from there. Okay, the last one to do the brass on. Yeah. Well, let me know. And like I say, you can get like custom made like naming rings for the bases. So if you pick those up and you wanted them done, just cover the cost of the postage, and I'll do them in the same style as like the brass on these, so they all match in. Because it's like it's not even like a night's work to do something like that. You know what I mean? A simple thing if you needed Roman numerals on the back and a cheat sheet. I did this for Blood Bowl until I got confident with free hands. I couldn't freehand myself. No, that's fair. If you can say if you can find us the names of them, I'm more than happy to give it a go. And I'll sharp tell you if I think it's going to look shit. I wouldn't want you to have something that looks shit. So. I'm kind of tuning on the idea like Balefire Acolyte. Yeah. Some of their names are going to be too long. Yeah, that's always the problem though, isn't it? It's like Balefire, it would take up like half a rim. See, the alternative, like Nisk suggested, is we could do some Roman numerals on the back. Or just straight numbers. Yeah, let's not worry about it. No problem. I'll see if I can find somewhere that does those nameplates I was talking to you about, and I'll send you them if I can find you some. Because they're just like little rings that go around the bases. They could be cool for you as well. Just whether you could get them with those specific names on, I guess, is going to be the challenge. I prefer numerals, but I think blank is fine. Yeah. Well, do you want me to paint some Roman numerals on the back then? Of these ones? You let me know which one you want each one to be. I can do Roman numerals, that's fine. It's just, the Roman numerals is quite straightforward because it's all straight lines. The challenge with names comes where you've got, like, curved, getting the curves in is quite difficult on a flat surface. Right. Let's do some fire effects. Right. No, I'll just go blank because they're all different, so it'll just be numbers 1 to 10, and I'll still have to figure them out. That's fine. Sometimes it's good just to talk through an idea, just to decide that maybe it's not worth doing. Well, that hasn't worked out how I thought. That's fine. Right. Get a couple of coats of this nice green on. And woo-doo. The green that I'm doing here for the flame, same that I used for all my orc skin, the orcs that I did recently, because it's just super vibrant, really bright. I think it'll look really nice for all the flames. Yeah. Because it's balefire, kind of go a bit. That's not what I wanted. Like my green. Now this I like, kind of fell green, very Warcraft long, so the rep's gonna pop, pop, pop. Yeah, boy. So we've got that lighter green on there now. So I'm now going to come in with a slightly darker green. Coverage on. And we're going to come in with an Athonian Camo Shade Wash, which will darken everything down, and back in with this lovely bright toxic slime looking green colour. The plan. Give that a second to dry. Because it's still a little bit wet. This is on the way home, which is good. Oh. Looks good on the darker scheme. Yeah, boy. How wrecked is she? Not because she's driving. Oh, it was up in Chopple. So. She wasn't paying for a taxi to come back down from Chopple to here. Hey. One of our cousins' birthdays or something. Yeah, it would have, you know. I mean, I remember the days when we used to get taxis from town up to there, and it would be like 40 quid easy in a taxi. So no doubt it would be sort of 45, 50, pushing 60 quid on a Friday night. If she could get one. Fine. To get what this? Yeah, well, exactly. I so. Just going to dot some panel liner in some of these skulls just to help with some separation a bit. Ugh. So I think we'll finish these flames off, and then we'll probably call it there. So we're not quite finished, but probably only a couple of hours to kind of go on them. Which is cool. Excuse me. Some of this this green that we're using for the flames. On this plasma coil. Is that there? Oh, that sounds like they're coming in there now. So we'll do our obligatory raid in a second. while we wrap up. Pilot list. Right. Need to wait for that wash dry a little bit more, but I think that's where we're going to call it for this evening. So I'm going to pop us on. There we go. I'm going to pop us on this screen. So we're going to go find someone to raid. So it'd be great if you all just stick about while we go and raid someone. Spread the Twitch love. Drop some follows about because follows are free. Oops. Find who's painting. How many people we fix? Anybody has any creators that they know that are live and would recommend a good raid target? Oh, well, Friendly Pyro's done with an Orc Buggy. Channel. Let's see. So he's going to take a break. That's going to be good. That's me. Yeah, let's go and raid this guy. This guy's called Friendly Pyro, which is you know, if we're gonna raid anyone who's a pyromaniac, we want to make sure that they're friendly. He did it again. It's because the button on my stream deck just needs remapped. But yes, thank you for everyone who has popped in. And said hello and chatted. It's been like lush to see so many people in tonight, chatting away. Got some new follows, Levy's right at the start of the stream, and Big Rosa as well. Thank you very much to Zorvik Painting for the resub, for the sub actually. It's not was resub for the first time sub. That was lush, and for yeah everyone that's kind of hung about. We'll be back live again on Monday 7 PM. Where we'll be definitely finishing these Chaos Marines off if we haven't already. Top stream, thank you very much, Solvik. Great to see so many people in the Discord, the message I posted in there. I can't really say more than that, just how much I appreciate you guys keeping us company while we do streams, helping me realise the dream of doing this is at least a part-time or a full-time thing. But before the Tin Man cries, we'll get over to watch Friendly Pyro. So when you get over there, just you know, shout yourselves out. If you're a subscriber, smash them emotes in, give them a follow. You know, follows are free, and it's really important that fellow creatives, especially in this hobby, support each other. So yes, let's go over there and raid Pyro with 6 viewers. Until next time, peace out, painting pals. Have a nice weekend.